69 News, live at 6.
Good evening, I'm Wendy Davis. More money from the state was supposed to help, but it hasn't been the magic cure for 24 nursing homes across Pennsylvania. Workers put in their notice to strike, demanding fair negotiations. 69 News reporter Priscilla Liguori is live in Easton now with the details. Priscilla.
That's right. The Gardens at Easton Praxis here is one of the facilities in our area on that list. And it's also somewhere where we've showed you employees have picketed saying they're overworked and underpaid. Their union says that new state funds that were supposed to be used to address the staffing crisis in the industry are not being used properly.
The future is unclear at the 24 nursing homes across PA where workers put in notice to strike. In our area, that includes the Gardens at Easton Praxis, the Gardens at York Terrace in Pottsville, and Fairlane Gardens in Reading, all of which we didn't hear back from Tuesday. The Meadows at Stroud and East Stroudsburg and Shenandoah Heights Healthcare declined to comment.
Workers united!
The union SEIU Healthcare Pennsylvania says homes aren't negotiating in good faith. Caregivers are demanding wage increases, specific minimum wages for certain positions, employer-paid health insurance, and an assurance new state rules for staffing will be followed.
These nursing home chains are not doing right by workers, residents, families, and taxpayers.
Earlier this month, the union held a virtual press conference where they said this shouldn't be an issue, given the industry just received a $600 million investment from the state budget.
Those funds come with accountability. 70% of the funding must go to bedside care.
I'm calling on comprehensive, priority, and guardian nursing homes to drive these resources to the workers who care for our beloved seniors, and not to executives for them to get richer.
State Representative Patrick Harkins said in a statement, quote, as several thousand workers attempt to negotiate new union contracts, we are hearing reports that administrators are withholding key information, refusing to negotiate fairly, and threatening to fire workers if they strike. That's totally unacceptable. With lives at stake, home administrators need to start dealing fairly with workers now.
By law, there must be a 10-day notice for any strikes at a healthcare facility. If agreements aren't reached, strikes are set to start September 2nd. We're live in Easton. Priscilla Liguori, 69 News.
Thank you, Priscilla. The coroner says a man from New Jersey who went missing during a family camping trip in Luzerne County accidentally drowned. Crews found 43-year-old Adrian Jacccii's body yesterday in a pond in the Humboldt Industrial Park. He had been camping with his family in Hazel Township. Jacccii's family reported him missing to state police after they woke up Sunday morning and he was gone. Investigators say no foul play is suspected. Lehigh Valley health officials say if you've put off getting your child a polio vaccine during the COVID pandemic, now is the time to catch up. This after the potentially deadly virus was recently discovered in New York. 69 News reporter Jaccii Farris has more.
Lehigh Valley doctors are urging parents to make sure their children are fully vaccinated against polio. Earlier this summer, a New York resident was paralyzed by the deadly virus, and just last week, it was found in New York City's wastewater.
Paralysis occurs relatively rarely, but it's devastating. Why take the chance when you have what doctors refer to as a vaccine preventable condition?
But doctors say concerns about COVID and vaccine hesitancy have kept some children from being fully vaccinated. It's a series of 4 shots given at 2, 4, and 6 months, and then again between the ages of 4 and 6 when children go to school. Before now, there hadn't been a case of polio in the United States since 1979. But in the 1940s and 50s, polio infected thousands of children a year. Jonas Salk developed the first injectable polio vaccine in 1953. In 1960, it was replaced by a live sugar cube vaccine. But 1 in a million of those who took the sugar cube vaccine developed a mild case and were able to shed the virus. So in 2000, the U.S. went back to an injectable vaccine that would not result in a transmission risk. The sugar cube method is still used in underdeveloped countries, which is where officials say the New York polio case was vaccinated.
This is not across the country. This is, one state away. So I think it is a call to action for parents to sit up and take a look at their child's vaccine record.
Doctors say if you're unsure about your child's vaccination status or you have questions, talk to your pediatrician. Jaccii Farris, 69 News.
A new pilot program in Allentown aims to bridge the language gap on medical calls. Through a grant with LVHN, all 5 of the city's ambulances and its health bureau are equipped with iPads linked to a translation service. The service has translators for over 200 languages and is available 24/7. Allentown has over 16,000 EMS calls per year. Nearly half of city residents speak a language other than English. The idea for the program came from LVHN's Director of Interpreter Services, who remembers having to translate medical calls for her parents as a kid.
And trying to convey what my mom is feeling and making sure that she is being understood, but then also feeling like I didn't do enough, or I didn't say exactly what she was trying to express.
The pilot program lasts until October. Allentown Mayor Matt Turk says he plans to keep it around after that. Lehigh County is stepping up its efforts to add more poll workers for the upcoming election in November. The county voting office held its first recruitment event today in downtown Allentown. 69 News reporter Rob Manch was there and has the story.
For the first time this year, staff with the Lehigh County Voter Office held an outdoor recruitment effort right in the heart of Allentown.
It's definitely gotten harder, and that's why we're trying to be more upfront and more interactive with our community.
Are you a registered voter?
Clerical assistant Caleb Wassa tells us recruitment has become harder in part because the recent 2020 census showed the Spanish-speaking population increased dramatically in the county.
We've seen an increase for the need of interpreters. We went from 96 to 146 in regards to the census data that was released recently.
But thankfully, they found a few people willing to help. People like Diane Belts.
I'm recently retired and I have to stay busy, so this is something I can do and do something for the public, for the government.
And Wassa tells us in addition to their stand downtown recruiting volunteers, they're also partnering with local high schools like Building 21 here in Allentown, getting students involved as well.
Anyone from 17 and up can come out and they can work at a polling location. So that's another good way, too, that we're trying to get younger people to register.
And Wassa says they're also engaging with voters and potential poll workers through posts like these on social media, all in an effort to make sure democracy runs smoothly.
As the population grows and our need for poll workers in the area grows, it's just going to become more difficult if we're not getting new people to interact and engage civically.
We also reached out to Northampton County, but it says it does not have concerns about filling poll worker positions. In Allentown, Rob Manch, 69 News.
It is primary election night in 2 big states, New York and Florida. In New York, newly redrawn districts have forced some incumbent U.S. House members to switch districts. Others find themselves in tougher than expected races. As many as 5 incumbents could lose tonight. In Florida, the big question is which Democrat will oppose Governor Ron DeSantis in the fall. DeSantis, a Republican, is running unopposed. You can find stories about the primaries, including winners and losers, later tonight at WFMZ.com. Well, the hottest ticket in town tonight is the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs baseball game. Philadelphia Phillies superstar Bryce Harper is on a rehab assignment with the minor league club. Sports director Dan Moscaritolo is joining us live now from Coca-Cola Park. Hi, Dan.
Hello, Wendy. Yes, first pitch is nearing 7:05. The Iron Pigs opening a 6-game series with the Gwinnett Stripers. As you mentioned, Bryce Harper in uniform with the Iron Pigs tonight as he opens what's expected to be a 5-day rehab assignment right here in the Lehigh Valley. We actually have some raindrops starting to fall. That's not stopping some of these fans behind me. They have lined up over the Iron Pigs tunnel right next to their dugout, waiting for Harper to come walking down that hall and perhaps sign a few autographs before taking the field tonight. We've seen plenty of Harper jerseys around the ballpark so far this evening. He is batting second tonight, being the designated hitter, which is the role he has served for most of the season with the Philadelphia Phillies. How many at-bats he gets tonight, according to skipper Anthony Contreras, depends on Harper and how he feels here as the night progresses. So we'll see if these fans behind me get to see Bryce Harper here within the next half hour. First pitch is set for 7:05. We will have one more check-in here from Coca-Cola Park a bit later in sports. Live in Allentown, I'm Dan Moscaritolo. Wendy, back to you.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, Dan. Well, they plotted to kidnap a governor. Today, a jury voted to convict. We will tell you the sentence the plotters face. Plus, the government has a warning for Americans in Ukraine. But first, Dan is here working on the forecast.
Well, Dan mentioned a couple of raindrops at Coca-Cola Park. Yeah, I think that's all you're going to see. Heavier shower stays away. And actually, for much of the rest of the week, the raindrops stay away. So, yeah, we got soaked yesterday, but we're back to a hotter, drier weather pattern to wrap up August. Details, your AccuWeather 7-day forecast coming up.
A federal jury today found 2 men guilty of plotting to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. This was the second trial of Adam Fox and Barry Croft. The first ended in a hung jury. Fox and Croft could be sentenced to life in federal prison for conspiracy and other charges. The FBI said it thwarted their plot in the fall of 2020. Prosecutors said the men were angry about COVID-19 restrictions and are part of the movement hoping to spark a civil war. 10 other men face state charges in Michigan. Paul Pelosi, the longtime husband of Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, pleaded guilty today to driving under the influence. Paul Pelosi had been drinking before getting into a crash in California back in May. The 82-year-old will not have to serve any jail time, but he must serve 3 years of probation and pay fines and restitution. Paul and Nancy Pelosi have been married for 59 years. The U.S. State Department is warning American citizens, depart Ukraine now. Officials are worried about Russia targeting civilian and government buildings. Any attacks would come as Ukraine celebrates its Independence Day. The day marks 31 years since Ukraine voted to separate itself from the Soviet Union. The U.S. also today promised $3 billion more worth of training and equipment for Ukraine's armed forces. The money will be used to build drones and other weapons. Time now for a look at the forecast. Here's Dan.
And Wendy, drying out after yesterday's soaking 2 to 4 inches of rain, a good chunk of the Lehigh Valley, Poconos, and North Jersey. A much drier day today. Just a shower or two we're tracking on radar this evening. It was seasonably warm, 80s for most. It was seasonably humid, not oppressively so. We do have hotter weather ahead going forward, although we do trim back the humidity the next couple of days. So there is a shower or two out there this evening coming through the Lehigh Valley right now. We'll track them on radar, but they pale in comparison to yesterday. This is a quick shower. You may get 1/10 of an inch of rain at most, not inches of rain and flash flooding. So a lot of sunshine next couple of days. We're back up near 90 later this week. We bring back the humidity on Friday after this evening. That's our next chance of a shower or storm, but we're talking 1 or 2 of them. Nothing significant. The weekend, last weekend of August, looking mostly dry. We trade our late week 90s for more seasonably warm mid-80s. And if I had to circle a day for the best chance of rain for everybody, it'd be a week away next Tuesday. So we do have some showers, mostly light, coming through the Lehigh Valley right now. Couple of exceptions, though. 74, dew point at 64. I'm going to see that dew point drop tonight. So the next couple of days, while we do turn hotter, it will turn less humid. So 70s cooling you off. Those are those showers. Poconos, Lehigh Valley, Schuylkill County right now. 80s points south and east where we are staying shower free. These showers fizzle after sunset, and again, not going to amount to much or be as problematic or long lasting as yesterday's showers were. So a lot of the day was dry. Here comes that broken line of showers we figured would pop up in the afternoon. Very little, if any, lightning strikes with this. A couple of downpours, though. You see one here in central Berks coming up on Maiden Creek Township, the 222 corridor. Again, the lightning we did have in Schuylkill County has kind of fizzled away. One downpour right around upper and lower Macungie now, where 78 and 309 and 222 all come together, pretty close to Dorney Park. A couple of downpours north and east of Easton. You saw that rain on the cam, but there's where Dan is, and that's where all you Bryce Harper and Iron Pigs fans are at Coca-Cola Park. Notice that heavier downpour is staying along 78. So this is that brief heavy downpour. Around the ballpark itself, you got the weakest part of the line. So a couple of raindrops looks like it. All right, so they can play ball and not have any worries this evening. Quick shower or two next couple of hours. And then it's dry, clear to partly cloudy. A little patchy fog may develop tonight, but not as widespread as what some of you woke up to this morning. And then it's a lot of sunshine the next couple days with that building heat. Low to mid 60s tonight, but lowering humidity. Upper 80s tomorrow. We're just shy of 90, I think. And then a better shot of hitting 90 Thursday and Friday. Notice, though, all the while, 85 to 90 every day through next Wednesday. Average high is 84. So this is not a pattern where we bust records for late August. but it's showing summer is alive and well. It's a warmer than average pattern, and despite yesterday's rain, it's a drier than average pattern. Quick shower tonight, quick thunderstorm Friday, a spotty sprinkle or shower on Sunday. Really, next Tuesday is our next chance of organized rain. So yes, we put a dent in the dry spell yesterday, but this is the outlook all the way through Labor Day. Warmer than average on the East Coast, drier than average here as well. So we're right back to that same pattern again. 62 tonight. Spotty evening shower, rumble of thunder notwithstanding. Rest of the night is clear to partly cloudy, comfy, some patchy fog late. A lot of sunshine tomorrow. Pretty warm at 87, but less humidity than today. 90 hot, but not humid. A lot of sun Thursday. Friday's the uncomfortable day. A combination of heat and humidity. Maybe a thunderstorm to cool you off late. The weekend is mainly dry. Next Tuesday, that's our next best chance of rain for everybody, Wendy. Back to you.
Thank you, Dan. Shaping up to be a pretty nice night for baseball. Let's head back out to sports director Dan Moscaritolo live at Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Wendy, it is almost Bryce Harper time. Coming up next in sports, I'll have the latest from a big night on tap here at Coca-Cola Park.
All right, some big doings at Coca-Cola Park in Allentown. Sports director Dan Moscaritolo is live out at the ballpark for us. Dan.
Yeah, Wendy, the stadium is buzzing right now. One of the best players in baseball certainly has that effect. Actually got a couple of dog cages rolling by right behind me. It's Tail Wagging Tuesdays here at Coca-Cola Park, but that is secondary to tonight's main attraction. Bryce Harper is in town, and he's expected to come out here at any moment as he begins what is expected to be a 5-game Major League rehab assignment with the Iron Pigs here at Coca-Cola Park. The Gwinnett Stripers in town here for the week. Harper is at designated hitter tonight, batting second. How many at-bats he gets, it depends on how he feels as the night progresses. Harper's been out since late June when he was hit by a pitch in San Diego. He could return to the Phillies as early as next Monday, which would be a huge boost in their chase for a postseason spot. Well, the Iron Pigs are also chasing a postseason spot in the International League, and their manager, Anthony Contreras, well, certainly wouldn't say no to have the 2021 National League MVP in the lineup.
I expect it to be, exciting. I'm sure a lot of people are excited here in Allentown to see him perform and be out on the field here. Yeah, honestly, I really don't know what to expect. We'll see when 7:05 comes. So.
And we'll have full coverage from Bryce in the Lehigh Valley tonight at 10 and 10:30. Again, we have not seen him here at the field since his arrival. From baseball to the gridiron, college football is just around a corner. A new era is underway on College Hill. Dave Lesko checks in from Easton.
Lafayette head coach John Troxel has seen a big difference in spring ball and how the Leopards have responded to a new staff.
No doubt about it. I mean, we're more cohesive as a team. The units are coming together. Chemistry is a lot of it. Consistency, and that's what we've seen out of the kids. A lot of that. They've done a great job of working in a classroom, and I'm really impressed with our young kids and how fast they've picked it up as well.
It's all about buying in. This is we really want to do well this season, and we really want to do the best that we can. So we've been putting in extra effort, doing extra catching, doing extra things after practice, and it's all about buying in. You have to do trust. You have to trust the coaches that they know what they're doing, and the coaches have to trust us to do well.
Lafayette was picked to finish 4th in the Patriot League preseason poll. The Pards know they were much better than their 3-8 record a year ago, as 3 of their 4 league losses in 2021 were by 7 points or less.
If you look at our games from last year, the one thing that Coach Trox tried to instill in us is that we got to finish at the end of the day. Like, we were in a lot of games in the first half and we just couldn't finish. And this whole off season we just been working on trying to finish strong. Hopefully we can go get those wins this time.
It's an open competition at quarterback, and Troxel likes how the guys are pushing each other.
Quarterback's always a critical piece to the whole puzzle, and we have a couple of guys that are competing hard. Alshon's played a lot of football for us. We have 3 guys that have experience there, and Ryan Schuster, a freshman who came in, is doing an outstanding job this camp. So it's fun to watch those guys compete and lead the team.
Lafayette opens up their 2022 campaign September 3rd when they host Sacred Heart. In Easton, Dave Lesko, 69 Sports.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Here we are live at Coca-Cola Park, though, for the final time here heading into tonight's game. Once again, Bryce Harper beginning his Major League rehab assignment with the Iron Pigs. He still has not come out from the clubhouse and onto the field yet. But I can tell you what, you're going to see him in the highlights a bit later tonight at 10 and 10:30. Harper also expected to meet with reporters after tonight's game. Live at Coca-Cola Park in Allentown, I'm Dan Moscaritolo. Wendy, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And we'll be back. Some of the stories coming up later tonight on 69 News. A former Phillipsburg, New Jersey teacher has some special visitors and receives a special honor for her 100th birthday. The story at 10. Then, 6 months into the war in Ukraine, a local man with family in the war zone speaks about how the fighting is taking a toll. His story on the Berks edition at 10:30. And that'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 10. Good night.